This phrase is in Arabic. No. This is French. No. Arabic. No. French. No. Arabic. No. French.
Alright, we got it. It's a nonsensical English phrase, but with some Arabic touch. Why, you ask? Because all these words are originally from Arabic. But there's more. Ever experienced a monsoon? Or lounged on a sofa with a magazine? Or maybe you've been caught in a traffic jam? Well, guess what? You have been speaking Arabic all along without realizing it. Well, kind of. Monsoon comes from the Arabic word موسم, sofa, from صفة, magazine, from مخزن, and traffic, from تفريق. Now the question is, how come there are so many words?
Rewind.
Let's travel back to the Islamic Golden Age, which roughly goes from the 8th to the 14th centuries AD. At the time, Arabic-speaking regions in Mesopotamia, like Baghdad and Spain, were major centers of learning and innovation. We could say that Arabic-speaking scholars were the rock stars of their time. They translated ancient Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic. Building upon this knowledge, they expanded it, notably in astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. Among some prestigious scientists, we find the Persian polymath Al-Khawarizmi, who produced vastly influential Arabic language works in many scientific fields, and in passing gave his name to the word synonymous with nightmare for all YouTubers, algorithm. His works introduced the fundamentals of algebra, a term derived from the title of his most famous book, الكتاب المختصر في حساب الجبر والمقابلة, in which he describes equation-solving methods. All this knowledge wasn't kept secret for too long, mind you, and in the 11th century, major translation movements in Europe helped to disseminate it all to the West, with the associated vocabulary, of course. This was notably the case in Spain. Spanish cities like Toledo, one of the earliest cities to escape Islamic domination in the peninsula in the 11th century, became renowned centers for translation, where works on science, philosophy, and medicine were made accessible to the Western world. These translated works carried Arabic vocabulary into the academic and scientific discourse of Europe. That's notably the case for Al-Khwarizmi's book. The book, simply called Algebra in English, was translated from Arabic into Latin by the English scholar Robert of Chester in 1145 and was used until the 16th century as the main mathematical textbook of European universities. Algebra and algorithm are just two examples, of course. Arabic science books translated into medieval Latin also brought terms like azimuth or zenith. Most importantly, Al-Khwarizmi's works were fundamental in the development of mathematics in Europe. After his book was translated into Latin, Arabic numerals started to replace Roman numbers, revolutionizing the counting system in Europe. The system, including the concept of zero from the Arabic word sufr, made calculations simpler and more efficient. In turn, this word also gave the cipher in English, or chiffre in French, where the influence of the word sifr is still evident. In the field of medicine, Persian scholars like Avicenna and Al-Razi wrote comprehensive medical encyclopedias in the Arabic language. Avicenna's The Canon of Medicine was a standard medical text in Europe for centuries. This medical knowledge included advanced surgical techniques, herbal remedies, and an understanding of diseases that far surpassed their European counterparts at the time. The translation of these works helped many words permeate European languages in that very field. The most famous example would probably be alcohol. I know what you think.
Arabs and alcohol, isn't that a strange combination? It's like combining Joe Biden and energy drinks, or Boris Johnson and hairstyle tips.
Well, that's true. I guess that doesn't go well together, at least in theory. However, the term, which comes from the Arabic word al-kuhl, was often used in early medical contexts. This is also true for the word elixir, from elixir in Arabic, which itself comes from the ancient Greek xerion, a term referring to medicinal powders. This latter word shows that in many instances, the Arabic words that permeated European languages were themselves borrowed from Greek or other Indo-European languages, such as Persian or Sanskrit. That's notably the case for chemistry, alembic, or apricot. Arabic-speaking populations in the Levant were in close contact with Byzantium. Not surprising that such words should have traveled from one language to another. Quite evidently, trade and exploration played a huge role, if not the hugest, in the dissemination of Arabic words as well. As people moved around, they carried goods, ideas, and, well, of course, words. Mediterranean trade was mostly controlled by Muslim merchants until the 11th century. Arabic-speaking merchants, who are to be credited for introducing paper into Europe from China, were pivotal in bringing exotic goods and their names to the old continent. Words like coffee, sugar, and lemon became part of everyday language as these items became staples. During the Middle Ages, the Crusades from the 11th to the 13th centuries also played a major role in helping Arabic words permeate European languages. That's notably the case for syrup and sorbet, which both derive from the Arabic verb sharaba, which means to drink, as the practice of serving iced desserts with fruits was very widespread during the Abbasid Caliphate. Those words most probably traveled to Europe via Italian, as traders from Venice or Genoa were in close contact with the merchants of the Levant. As English evolved, it also absorbed those words, enriching its lexicon. If the lexicon of English was mostly influenced in science, over 700 years of on and off Islamic domination had a lasting impact on Spanish everyday vocab. Everyday words such as alcalde, hasta, aceituna, or ojalá are all originally from Arabic. English sometimes directly borrowed those words from Spanish. That's notably the case for alcove or cotton, which entered Europe via Andalusia. But it's also the case for important topographic names such as Gibraltar, Trafalgar, Alcatraz, or Guadalquivir. More recently, French colonization and North African immigration to France brought to the language many new colorful expressions such as toubib, maboule, or avoir le seum. This long journey shows that, despite the current divide and stigmatization, the West and East have long influenced each other, with each region giving and taking in turn to form rich mixtures of cultures and languages as we know them today. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time.